So guys, you can see my screen, like on the screen, you can see this nwkings.com. Can anybody confirm me?
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay. So
Yes,
guys,
yes, it is
this is our
visible.
website, and you can see we are in different 4 domains. We are in networking, cloud, cybersecurity, DevOps. So all together, if in case I'll talk about in cloud, we have two things. So AWS, Azure, and GCP. All three courses and the trainings we are already giving. And if in case I'll talk about our YouTube channel, so we are not
Over
new to
internet, that
this
is called
industry. It's been
intranet.
almost 12 years. Recently, we completed 12 years on even I can say on the YouTube. Okay, so you can see our oldest videos is 12 years back with the millions of views. Okay, so this is about networkings, so that if in case if you don't know what is networking, so we are dealing in the different platform like a cloud, cyber security, DevOps, and networking, or network security, cloud security, everything. Okay, and why people are joining networkings, because they know like the trainer for networkings is engineer, working professional. Similar, today we have Sanjay sir, who is having a more than 20 plus year experience. So, Sanjay sir, now you can share your screen and you'll start with the session.
Definitely, definitely. Guys, my screen is clear, visible.
Yes,
I
sir.
think my screen is visible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good, good, guys.
Yes, yes, yes.
Guys, we are talking about AWS cloud computing today. So the core idea, I think, I have no idea, means what exactly the background you have. Uh, Gaurav sir, can you provide me the access on the meeting chat? Yeah. Please mute your mics first of all. Okay, guys. So we'll talk about AWS cloud computing. You know why everyone is behind the cloud computing. In cloud compute, actually, the cloud computing is becoming the most demandable field these days. Whether you are talking about the private cloud, you are talking about a public cloud. In public cloud, we have a means the various vendors available like AWS, Azure, GCP, Oracle, VMware also is coming. We have Alibaba. Alibaba is very popular in Eastern countries. So, okay, guys. So, first of all, welcome. Let's kick off the webinar. And hello, everyone, and good morning, and a very warm welcome to this networking webinar. My name is Sanjay Sharma. I have almost 25 years experience in the field of IT. And for last 10 years, I'm into cloud computing. I'm providing my consultancies as well as the training to companies in India and the companies in abroad, right? I can honestly tell you the transition to the cloud computing is the single biggest career opportunity I have seen in my entire professional life. And that is exactly why we are here today. Right. So, guys, I will request you to just please mute your mics. Otherwise, it will make some disturbance. Now, I can see from the registration that many of you are the freshers. Maybe you are new for cloud computing. Some of you may have heard terms like AWS, EC2, DevOps, security, but are not quite sure what they mean and how they fit together. Do not worry, we'll cover everything. So the my
मेरा आधार
first
कार्ड का
point,
वहाँ का आधार का एड्रेस दिया ना इसलिए
yeah, I think guys, I'm requesting you to please mute your mic. Mic. A lot of people, right, have opened their mics. So this is only to ask questions if you have. Otherwise, a lot of background noise will come. Okay, let's start with the most fundamental question. What exactly is a cloud computing? I want you to imagine something. You are starting a new business. You need a servers runs your website, database to store customer data, and software to manage everything. And 20 years ago, let's just talk about the 20 years ago. And even today, for many companies, you would have to buy the physical servers. We are talking lakhs, sometimes crores of rupees, the rupees worth to invest in the hardware. Then you need a room, you need a power supply, you need a power redundant supply like generator, UPS, cooling system like heat and ventilation, air conditioning system you need for your private data center or for your right for your private data center. A team, and you need a team to manage. And by the time everything is set up, the weeks pass. Means you need more time to set up everything. So it's expensive, and a lot of team efforts are required. A big team is required, and a lot of money also is needed in order to create your own private data center. Now this public cloud came in picture. I'm talking about the public cloud. When I say cloud, it could be your private cloud. When I say public cloud, it means I'm talking about AWS, Azure, GCP kind of a cloud. What these cloud platforms are saying, these are saying, stop buying all these things. Just rent it from us. And over the internet, only internet is required. And on demand. On demand means on demand, when you need, we will provide you. And you will pay only for what you use. So you have not to pay any fixed prices. Let's say you have a machine, you run a machine over the cloud and you use it only for 2 hours. So you will pay only for the 2 hours. You will not pay for the entire month or for the entire year. So that is it, right? This is the core idea. Instead of owning IT infrastructure, you rent it, just like you do not need to own your car. If you can instead of this, you can use Ola, Uber whenever you need it, right? And the company that built the world largest, most reliable, most feature-rich cloud platform, and that is called Amazon Web Services, called AWS. AWS is not just a cloud service. It is a cloud service with more than 200 fully featured services. So I think the most of the people have no idea what are the service. Let me tell you. For example, what is the service in AWS or in any cloud? Let's say you want to create a server. For that, you need a service. Let's say you want to create and manage your storage. For that, we have a separate service. Let's say you want to create a database in cloud. For that, we have a specific service. Let's say you want to run a code in a serverless manner. We have a service. So for everything in cloud computing, we have a service. So this way we have more than 200 fully featured services in cloud computing in AWS. And from virtual servers to database to artificial intelligence, machine learning to satellite communication, if you can think of an IT need, AWS has a services for it, right? For means everything, for everything we have a service. Now, the core AWS services that you need know. Means I was talking about the 200 plus services are there, and I completely understand if your first reaction is, where do I even start? From where do I even start? Right. This is a very important question, is from where I should start my journey. So here is a good news. You do not know all the 200 services to get a job, first of all, right? I told you these services for machine learning, for IoT, maybe for some compliances, data for the databases that we have a different service, for security we have a different services. You start with the 6 foundation services, and you can master these. You will have the solid foundation for your AWS career path, right? So let's say I'm talking about those services. These services names are, let me just show you. I can just open and I can show you here. Right. Can you see the 6 services here? Can you see all these 6 services? So the
Yes.
first is EC2. EC2 is an elastic compute cloud. You can use this service to create and manage your servers. Secondly, we have a S3. S3 is basically a simple storage service. So you should know about the simple storage service. The basic service is to get a job, right? And this is the Amazon storage. The think of it as a Google Drive, this just like in Google Drive, but for developer and businesses. So this is an incredible service. You can store your data. You can store any type of images, videos, and you can access it over the internet, right? You can access it over the internet. And the third service is your IAM. IAM means identity and access management. Using the identity and access management, you can manage your users, group, roles, permissions, right? This control who can access in your AWS set and what he can access. So every user, every application, every team member, their permissions are managed here by using IAM, Identity and Access Management. This is the security access control. It is providing the security access control. And the second is the VPC. You know about networking. Most of the people are from the networking background. Most of the people knows about what is the networking. You know that we need a routers, we need a switches, we need multiple things like the firewalls, right? Everything you need to just make your own network, because without the network you cannot launch your servers, you can't launch your storage, you can't launch your databases. So for that you need a network. So in AWS we have a service called the VPC, virtual private cloud. This is the private network inside AWS. This thinks of the building your own walled office inside the Amazon massive data center, where you control who comes in and who goes out, with everything you can just manage. And second is your RDS. RDS is what? Relational database service. The relational database service, basically, it is a fully managed database service where you can launch your MySQL, PostgreSQL, IBM DB2, and Microsoft SQL server. You can use this service to create your database server, right? I'm talking about the SQL database server, because if you're talking about the database, we have SQL, NoSQL, everything is right. Different type of databases are there. But RDS is a database service. It's a traditional. You can create a traditional server kind of database server in RDS. And the sixth service is called the Lambda. Lambda is incredible. You will not get in your private data center. Lambda is a service provided by AWS. And the incredible thing is, without any server, without any physical machine, without any container, you can run your program in cloud computing. So that's why we call it as this is a serverless computing service. This is one of my favorite. You write code, you upload code, and you can run it in AWS. So we have incredible means features. So if I have time, I will definitely show you. Right. I will definitely show you what exactly is this. So, and now my question is, if you see here, why choose AWS, right? Why to choose AWS? So my question is, because people say, sir, we have Azure, we have GCP, we have AWS. So why we are more focusing over AWS? There are several reasons, right? There are some major factors. Most of the companies now, they are using AWS, first of all, number one. Now I get this question a lot. There are three big cloud providers, AWS, Microsoft, and Google. And why should we use AWS? Let give me you very honest answer. Number one is AWS is the market leader. AWS is the market leader. It has been number one cloud computing platform, providing the cloud platform. And the companies like Netflix, NASA, Airbnb, Samsung, they all run AWS. When you have the kind of ecosystem, the job opportunities follows definitely, right? And the second thing is, the pay-as-you-go pricing model. There is no upfront cost. The startup with the zero funding, and it can use the same world-class infrastructure as a Fortune 500 company. You pay for exactly what you use and not a rupee more. This is the most important. So it is basically providing the pay-as-you-go pricing model. And the third is the scale and reliability. So AWS automatically handles the million of users, whether you have the 10 visitors, whether you have, let's say, 10 million users, it balances the load, scales the servers, and keeps your application around the clock. And the most and powerful feature why you are using AWS, right? Just listen me very carefully. We are using AWS because of its global cloud infrastructure. So this global cloud infrastructure is available in 38 geographical locations. What are the geographical locations? Let's say in India, we have a one region in Mumbai. We have one region in Hyderabad. Similarly, we have a region in London. We have a region in Sydney. We have a region in Singapore. We have a region in North Virginia, Ohio. So this way, total 38 worldwide regions we have, right? And 100 of data centers worldwide. And you can see in one region, you have a several data centers, right? Just understand, in a one region, we have a several data centers. So this means your application can serve users in different regions, right? All the ultra low speed, and it will provide the very ultra low speed access simultaneously, right? It means this AWS is basically infrastructure rich. You will get the maximum number of data centers globally, everywhere, almost in every continent. And the first reason why you are choosing AWS cloud is basically salary. What is a salary? Let me show you. So if you go there, I think here, you're going to choose here, salary. These are the reasons. High salary. You're getting the maximum salary in AWS. AWS certified professional consistently command some of the highest salaries in the tech industry. There is a reason, right? And demand for certified professional is outpacing supply, which means the leverage is you with. So these are the few reasons. Okay, these are the few reasons why we are just going after this. So I was talking about the AWS global infrastructure. In this, we have 38 regions. We have multiple edge locations. So you can understand with the help of one simple, let me show you one simple diagram and one simple picture. I'm generally using my Miro board to teach. Just give me, this is the online. This again is basically the kind of a cloud we are using. This is a software as a service model, right? So these days, you have not to install any application on your personalized laptop. Can you see everything? For last 7 years, I'm using this the Miro model, and of course this is a paid, but I get major advantages. I get some major advantage. Let me show you. Just a minute. Wait. This is very important. Here we go. Yeah, here. Can you see? This is your AWS global cloud infrastructure. This is the world map. Do you see all these green dots? These are the live regions. So total, we have 30 regions. In every region, we have a availability zone. And every availability zone, we have a multiple data center. So in single region, you can have a maybe 10, 20, 50, or 30, or maybe 50, 60 or data centers. You have a multiple data centers in a single region. And all these data centers are grouped into availability zone in order to provide high availability. So when you go in business, when you go for job, people ask you what is a high availability. High availability means you are creating your infrastructure in a multiple availability zone to provide high availability and let's say the fault tolerance, right? And secondly, you see these red color of boxes. These are the edge locations. I will explain you all these things in detail in my training program, but I'm not teaching here. I'm just showing you these are the edge locations. What are the edge locations? Edge locations are basically the kind of a location which are available in all major cities to distribute your content. For example, Netflix. We can take an example of Netflix. Why you are using Netflix? Netflix is the OTT platform, and you are using Netflix to see programs, serials, web series, or maybe some movies. So those movies are basically cached or stored in a multiple locations. So it means if you are access a specific movie, so that movie is in very near to your place. Let's say I'm in Delhi, right? But in India, the region is Mumbai. So there is a 1,500 kilometer distance between Mumbai and Delhi. But you can access the content directly from the Delhi as a location. So on the top of this, what I want to say that AWS has 700 plus edge locations worldwide, and these are smaller delivery points. What are these? These are the smaller delivery points spread across cities everywhere. In all major cities, you can find these edge locations. When you access a website or access a video or access any content, so it is basically available nearest to your edge location, right? So AWS is providing the highest number of edge locations. Now, very soon, you will see one more, you will learn or you will hear one more important point, the edge computing or edge cloud or edge computing. And these edge compute and edge cloud because of these edge locations, because it is available in your the nearest location. Now we have the career path. Which one is yours? The career path. All right. This is the part. This is the part most of you have been waiting for. And let's talk about career. One of the most beautiful thing about AWS is that it is not a single career. AWS is not providing a single career. It depends what exactly you are. It is a whole. It is a basically whole family of career, depending on your background, your interest, and your goal, and there is a specific path that will suit your perfectly. Let me introduce you with the 5 main AWS career path. Then we look at each one of these in details, one by one. Right. Let's say the first of is cloud engineering. The cloud engineering. What is the cloud engineering? This is the starting point of the most of the people. You manage the infrastructure. Means being a cloud engineer, you can manage servers, you can manage storages, you can manage networking, and some part of the security as well. Right. So the second is your DevOps engineer. The DevOps engineer. DevOps. When we say DevOps, it is pertaining to basically the programs, maybe, but for that, hardcore programming is not needed. This is the most in demand role right now. You automate everything from writing code to putting it in put live in the production. Means if you have a code and you want to implement it, you can choose your DevOps engineering. If you are a coder, right, and you want to become a good coder and you want to deploy your application, or you want to deploy application in AWS, in that case the DevOps knowledge is required, and that designation is known as DevOps engineer. Second is a security engineer. Oh my god, this is the most demanding and challenging. This is the most demanding designation the people are looking for right now, the companies are looking for right now, the security engineers. So you protect the cloud infrastructure from threats, from breaches, or compliance failure. Every company, right, needs these security engineers or cloud security engineers or AWS cloud security engineers, right? Whether these are the technical companies or the finance companies or maybe any other type of companies. The second is the data engineer. This data engineer, this data engineer scope is growing day by day. You build the pipeline that moves and process data at massive scale. And data engineer means you deal with the raw data, right? Data engineers are very good. I will explain you each and everything later on. And then lastly, we have the solution architect. Solution architect is a big picture actually. Just understand, because you are responsible for the entire infrastructure. You are responsible for designing. So I need to basically understand all these five roles. So I need to start with the AWS cloud engineer first of all, which is the foundation. So let's say I'm talking about, think of the cloud engineer as a person who builds and maintain the plumbing of the cloud. Plumbing of the cloud. You know what is plumbing? Plumbing is basically one profession. People deals with the pipes and taps and all. Just like a building cannot function without good plumbing and electrical wiring, cloud application cannot run without the solid infrastructure, means without the infrastructure. So what does a cloud engineer do every day? So you should understand. So people think, sir, so after becoming a cloud engineer, what I will do? So you need to understand, what does a cloud engineer do every day? So they deploy virtual servers, right? Means you are responsible to deploy servers, you are responsible to manage S3 storage, and they also set up monitoring alerts so that if something goes wrong in your infrastructure, so you can set up alarms, you can design network architecture using the VPC, you can create subnets, security groups, routing tables, right? And control how the traffic flows through the system. So what skill do you need to becoming the cloud engineer? So first of all, you should have a basic idea of the core services like EC2, S3, IAM, VPC. So if you have means the knowledge about all these, it means you can do it very well. The second thing is called the DevOps engineer. So I told you the DevOps engineers are the engineers who are responsible to deploy their application. They should know the CI/CD pipeline. They should know how to deploy it, how to make a pipeline to deploy your application in AWS, right? So that you can do. And the third is a security. The security engineers what? The security engineers basically guarding your cloud. They are responsible, who is trying to hack your machine, who is trying to hack your network, who is trying to fail your server, right? So there are the various or different type of attacks can happen on your infrastructure. So this is the security engineer responsibility to protect your infrastructure, which is the most important. And every organization that moves to the cloud has one massive concern. This is security, and data breaches makes headlines daily, right? And regulators are tighten, compliance requirements are there, and definitely we have a lot of scope of the cloud engineers or the security engineers. Secondly is the data engineer. Just understand this data. Do you know about oil, the crude oil? We call it as a petrol. So these days we are purchasing petrol from Russia, we are purchasing the petrol from USA, we are purchasing petrol from Russia. Oh, sorry, Middle East. But after purchasing that petrol, what you do, you cannot use the raw petrol. You need a refineries to extract the meaningful material from that. Means you extract petrol, you extract diesel, you extract grease, you extract plastic, multiple things you extract from the petrol. In a similar way, data engineers work, because what is your data? Data basically is your raw thing. Raw data is basically nothing. You can't do anything with the raw data. So instead of using the raw data, what we are doing, we do some engineering on that, and data engineer extract the meaningful information from the raw data. And this is a very important. These days, we are saying that data engineering is exactly equivalent to, let's say, your oil refineries, right? So it means in coming days, even in these days, we have a lot of requirement of the data engineers. So once you become a AWS solution architect engineers, the next step you can go for the data engineer, right? And there is a AWS solution architect. So solution architect is what? This is a strategic designer. Who is this architect? Means he designs everything. He designs basically network. He designs how to launch servers, how to launch containers, how to deploy application, how to manage serverless services, how to manage your databases, and how all these things are connected with each other in a secure manner. So this is the function of the solution architect. So solution architect, in solution architect, we have two certifications. One is associate level, another is a professional level. So first of all, I think you should focus on associate level, right? So even associate level is very deep, actually, right? And for last 10 years we are teaching more than you can say, personally, if I'm talking about myself, more than 10,000 people I have been trained. They are now working in Middle East, they are working in Canada, they are working in somewhere in let's say in Europe, and some people are working in India, right? So on right time you should learn a right thing. So this is a good time to learn cloud computing, and you should start your journey from, let's say, solution architect. Once you become a solution architect, you can apply for cloud engineer, you can apply for solution architect, and we have a master plan for this. In master plan, basically the master course, in our master course, we are also covering the security, AWS security professional certification, right? So guys, so here, if you see this specific, let's say here, if you see this, so it tells you a lot of things. I will share you all these notes if you want. I will share with the team. The team will share with you if you're interested. So if you see the security data and solution architect, what you have, everything is given right here. Now, and I'm also basically needing that we should have uh, uh, some labs. So if you are interested, I can provide you some labs as well. Right. So the solution architect is fine. Solution architect is clear. So after this, there is a basically some path that you need to follow. All right. We have covered all 5 major paths. Now the most important question is, which one should you choose? I'm going to give in a 3 clear decision paths based on your background. And I want you to be honest with yourself as I go through this. So if you love Linux, you enjoy automating things, and ideas, containers, and the pipelines excites you, go with the AWS DevOps, right? If you are an engineer, you would just learn, means you enjoy in coding, right? And you are interested to deploy your application. So in that case, I think the DevOps engineer is become. But for the DevOps engineering, you have not to be very hard coded program, right? It is the fastest growing and highest demand path right now. The companies will competing to means to hire you. If you come from networking background, let's say you come from the networking background, you are good in networking, you are good in firewalls, you understand routing, firewall, subnets, VLAN. So your sweet spot is cloud engineering combining with the security, of course, right? Just listen me very carefully. And your existing knowledge gives you a significant head start over the freshers with no networking experience, because you already know networking, right? You can, if you know already networking, you can go to the networking side. And there is a one more thing. We have a network specialty certification also in AWS. So if you are driven by data, and let's say the next one I'm talking about, let's say if you are driven by data, or if you are interested in analytics, if you're interested in analytics, data analytics I'm talking about. So in that case, AWS data engineer is your calling, right? The demand from every industry like banking, retail, healthcare, government is enormous and growing every year, right? Every year. So it is basically it depend on your interest. Now you can, what exactly you can learn, right? I know that many of you have been waiting for, and I'm going to give you honest honest numbers, not inflated ones. So as a fresher, just certify, expect to start in the 6 to 8 lakh range, let's say, right? Here I'm talking about your salaries. I'm talking about the salaries. So means the salaries are varying from it starts from means 6 lakhs rupee. Let's say if you have no idea, you have no experience, you are totally fresher, but you know AWS, you have a good AWS knowledge, so you can easily get a 6 lakhs rupee job. And in DevOps side, if you have some experience, let's say you have a 3 year experience in programming, and you know how to actually maintain the CI/CD pipeline, so 18 to 30 lakhs rupee you can get. Even in security, security is a high demand. If you know AWS security, how to implement securities,
Sir, which
so
is the
it
best?
means, right, you can go up to at let's say 18 lakhs to 30 lakhs. So it depend on the knowledge base you have, and depend on the company basically asking for the professional. How do you get there? Your step-by-step roadmap. Let me be very practical now. If you are sitting here and complete as a beginner, so what do you study, in what order? So the step one is a foundation level. The step one is a foundation level. So the first of all, you need to understand about the foundation level. So second, the core AWS, then specialization, you can certify, and job ready. So here I can give you a little idea. Means how you can start your journey, right? How you can start your journey. First of all, start with the foundation. Let's say foundation, right? This is the foundation. Then we have the core AWS. I'm talking about the core AWS knowledge. I'm talking about the services, right? Then we have a specialization, right? Just a minute. Then we have specialize. Then we have a specialize. Then we have certify. If you need this, some companies are needing the certification, right? Certify. We also provide a certification that also is available, industry valuable. And the second is job ready. You are a job ready here. So this is your path, right? This is your path. And you cannot skip any path here. You have to go step by step. Your resume is built around real project and labs. And that we are covering all these things, right? We are covering all these things in detail in a professional way, right? Now, I think this is the core idea about this. Now, guys, let me tell you, let's say you are a very simple. Now, I want to just demonstrate something to you, and you will definitely enjoy this. Let's say you are a beginner, right? And I'm showing you this is very, very easy. This is extremely easy. It is not very difficult. Let me show you how you can launch your first virtual machine, right? How you can launch your first virtual machine. And it is very simple. And you are not going to pay anything. This machine is accessible over the internet, and you can use this machine from anywhere, right? Let me show you. And let's say I'm not only creating the machine. Just understand, I'm not only creating the machine, I'm going to configure this machine as a web server. So this machine basically has some 5 elements, like we need a AMI image for the machine. We need, let's say, the configuration, a hard disk, security group, and the private key. This is very simple, right? So I'm not teaching here, please just understand. I'm just giving the demonstration. How does it take time? How fast it is as compared to any other platforms. Let me show you. Let's say the first of all, just go and I'm going to log in into my AWS account right here. Let's say, here we go. Simply go next. And I'm just going to paste my password. And my account is multi-factor authentication enabled. Right. So this is security. This is basically the next level of security. Generally, people are asking, or generally applications are asking OTP kind of thing. So in cloud computing, when you log in into your account, you can enable multi-factor authentication, right? So if you get a code, then only you can just log in into your account. Even if someone has your password of this account, he cannot log in because he will not have multi-factor authentication code with him. Now, let's say this is your AWS. Let me show you. Let me show you. This is your AWS first page. When you log in into AWS, this is your first page, right? And you can see number of services. I was talking about we have 200 services. Do you see? My God, every name is a service. Let's say this is a group, compute. Under the compute, we have a compute services. Can you see? Each and every name is a service. Let's say we have a security. Under the security and identity compliance, can you see the security services? My God. If you know all these services about the security, it means you are a 100% security professional, and you can have a very good job in security field. The only thing is you should have good idea, the knowledgeable idea about all these services. Let's say these are the 200 total, more than 200 services we have, and for every service we have purpose. Let's say I want to create a server. So there is a service called EC2. You click on the EC2, right? You click on this EC2, or you can search it from here as well directly, right? So this EC2 is done. So before I launch this machine, I need to choose a region. Right now, I'm in a Mumbai region. Okay, can you see here? So you can select any region. You can launch your machine in anywhere, not only in Mumbai. You can launch your machine in London. You can launch your machine in Tokyo. You can launch your machine in North Virginia. Let's say I'm just launching my machine in Mumbai. So Mumbai is selected. And this is your instance here. This is my instance. This is a instance is running, which is a prod server, right? So this machine is running. Let's say I'm terminating this machine. I'm terminating this machine, and I'm launching a new machine instead of this. You can terminate this machine. Terminate means you are deleting the machine, right? And let's say I'm creating a new machine. You go there, launch instance. You write the name of the server. Let's say this is my server. You choose an image. What operating system is needed in your machine? Let's say Amazon Linux or Mac operating system or Ubuntu or a Windows operating system, or let's say Red Hat. So this way, these are the AMIs actually of operating system. And you can't believe, in my region, I have approximately 6,000 images for every purpose, right? Some of them are definitely paid, some of them are free. So it depends on your use case, why you need this machine. Let's say I need this machine. Let's say I'm creating a Linux instance. So I need this machine only for the demonstration purpose. If you need a machine for, let's say, a website, you can also use the same image. You can just go down, and this is my instance type. When I say instance type, this is the configuration of your machine. Means how much RAM or CPU is required to run your machine. How much RAM or CPU is required to run your machine. And let's say T3.micro is okay because it's a free of cost. Means some services and some resources in AWS are absolutely free of cost. So you can create your AWS account free of cost, first of all, right? AWS is not charging anything. AWS will provide you $300 credit. You can use that $300 credit in a 6 months time, and it is absolutely free for a certain period of time, let's say 6 months. And if you are choosing the free tier eligible resources, AWS will not charge even a single paisa from you, right? But if you are in a production and you need a production kind of server, definitely it's a chargeable, right? So let's say the key pair, I'm using a key pair. Let's say you do not have any key pair. And why the key pair is required? AWS says, why to give password, right? The passwords are vulnerable. Passwords are guessable. Anybody can guess the password. Anybody can come, can know the password. And the same password can be used to open your machine or access your machine. So what is the right and secure way to access machine over the internet? The right way is we can use cryptography. What we can use? We can use cryptography. In the cryptography, we will create a key pair. So if I have that key, then only I can take the remote of the machine. If I do not have the key, I cannot take the remote of the machine. So this is a good thing. So it means in order to access your machine, you should have a key for the machine. So let's say I'm writing network king private key. Let's say this is my private key. We will have two keys, public key and private key. So we will download private key. Public key belongs to AWS. And I'm using the PAM format. I will explain you later because why the PAM is needed, why the PPK is needed. So because I'm just only demonstrating. So this is done. So you have downloaded the key in my laptop. I downloaded the key in my laptop, and you can see this key has been created. This is the name of the key. Now this is your network. Very, very important. Where you want to launch your machine. You want to launch your machine in which network? If you have the network, this is fine. And if you do not have the network, you can create the network. So right now I'm using the ready-made network, right? So you can click on edit and you can choose the network. So I have three networks in my cloud. One is in Mumbai region. One is a default VPC. Another is a Gladiator. And third is a MyLab. Let's say I'm choosing my VPC. And here you can also choose subnet. We have a three subnet in three different availability zones. I told you what is availability zone. Availability zone is a logical grouping of data centers, right? So in one availability zone, we have multiple data centers. So it means you can choose a one specific subnet. And these are the names AP South 1B, AP South 1C, AP South 1A. Let's say I'm choosing this availability zone and this subnet. And public IP address is enabled, right? And here is a security group, or it's a firewall. Firewall means what traffic should basically reach your machine. What type of traffic you need to allow to reach your machine. So you can open that port. Let's say the port number 22 for SSH is open to take the remote of the machine. Let's say I'm also adding ICMP, means you can also ping this machine. So I'm enabling this ICMP protocol on this machine, right? So, or if you want, you can just go there. You can go there and you can allow HTTP as well. Let me show you miss how you can do this. And this is the hard disk, 8 GB hard disk. These are the type of hard disk, or we can say EBS volumes, elastic block store. So why to choose a specific one that I will teach you in my program, in my course, but GP3, GP2, IO1, IO2. Let's say I'm taking this GP3, which is a free of cost, and this is SSD volume, first of all. And the size of the volume can go up to 64 TB, single volume size. Can you imagine? You can go up to 64 TB, and this is the SSD volume. This is not your normal hard drive. This is not HDD. This is the SSD. So this SSD volume, the single volume can go up to 64 TB, and this way you can store or you can add multiple volumes with the same machine. Right? The larger volume size you are taking, the more money you will pay to AWS. Because I told you the pay as you go pricing model. Right? It based on the pay as you go pricing model. Now, let's say I'm just launching the instance, and you see the instance has been launched. Your server has been launched. Instance means server, right? And you can just go there and you see the speed, incredible speed. I just pressed enter. I just finished the configuration and your machine is ready. Within a minute, your machine is ready. And this speed is not possible in your data center. In your office, you cannot launch your machine in a single minute. Here in the cloud, you can launch your machine in a single minute. Less than in a single minute, right? And this is running. You can see this is running. You want to take the remote of this machine? So let's say right now I'm in AWS. And I have basically console access. I have this access on this AWS, and I'm the administrator. So by using connect button, let's say I can simply click on the connect button, and I can take the remote of this machine. Can you see here? Just count 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this is almost done. This is done, right? You took the remote of this machine. Incredible, incredible, incredible fast, right? And let's say, and this is the public IP address. Do you see here? This is the public IP address. Can I ping this machine from my internet? Let's say, guys, I'm sharing this IP address here. Are you able to see the IP address in my chat? Hello? This is IP address, the 65.2.38. Right. Okay.
Yes, see, sir.
And let's say I need to ping it. So let's say CMD, you can open the CMD, means the command prompt of your laptop, and try to reach this machine using the public IP address. Is it accessible? Yes, it is pingable. You can reach your machine, and you are pingable because you opened the ICMP protocol only. If you close the ICMP protocol, you cannot ping this machine, right? This is a great thing. And how much time you did take? You take hardly a few seconds. Let's say if you have a code, let's say somebody has provided you code. Simple. Just give me a minute here. Let's say I have a code to configure the machine, right? I have a code to configure the machine. Just a minute. All these are the notes. You are going to get the notes, right? Control C. This is the code. This is the program. I will tell you how you can write the code. And this is very simply, super simple. It's a super simple thing. The only thing is you should know how to write it, right? So let's say I'm launching one more server directly. Even if you don't know Linux, you can launch your web server in a second. Just see me. I press launch button, right? I press launch button. I click on this. Let's say this is my web server. Let's say this is my web server, right? And I'm going here. Let's say this is my web server. I'm just going to get the web server. HTTP must be allowed. And let's say I simply paste the code. I simply paste the code. I pasted the code and then launched the machine. Great. The job is done. Your server is configured. You can't believe what you did. You just pasted the code. And there is no need to take the remote of the machine to configure the machine manually that you normally do in your private data center. Right. So here, this is the IP address. What is the IP address? This is the IP address. And through this IP address, can I access my web page here that I configured in this server? The answer is yes. Let's say I'm opening a new tab and I simple the IP address. And let's say I just write here HTTP colon right here. This is the HTTP. And can you see here? Oh my God. My page is there. My page is there. My machine has been configured. So you successfully configured your machine. Did you see that? And how much time you have took? Right? How much time you have? Hardly 1 minute. In a 1 minute, you configured your web server. Not only this, you can also access the same page. You can also access the same page using a domain name, if you have a domain name. Right? And now, one more thing. Let me tell you, for example, I have a template, right? Let's say company says, let's say we have a template, right? Just a minute. Let me tell you. Let's say company says, company has a template of website. Means the company has a website. And now company needs to host that website. But company says, I need to host the website free of cost. I don't want to pay anything for EC2 server or EC2 instance because this template is a static template of a static website. Let's say this is a static website, the static website template. What you will do? What you will do? So do we have any solution? Yes, we have a solution. We can use S3, we can use S3 storage to host our website. Okay. Is it really so simple? Yes, it is simple. The only thing is you should have a template. I need a template. I need a template. If you have a template of a website, you can host that website very easily. You can host that website very easily. Let me show you. Do we have a template? Let me see. Or I can do one thing. Can't I download the static website template? Yeah, you can download. This is available everywhere, right? These days, the things are available free of cost. Let's say I just open themewagon.com, right? And can you see here? This is, let's say, this type of a website. I need to see. I need to just go back here. I need to download it. So let's say I'm downloading the template. But generally, your development team will provide the template if you do not have the template, right? So let's say this is the burger, and here we go, and we go nicely, and here right click, right? And I can extract it all. This is exactly what I have. It means these are the some files for my website. So you will learn how to host a website in a few minutes. You will go back and see these two instances are not required anymore. So what I'm doing, I'm terminating these instances, right? Because if you stop these instances, AWS will not charge anything. I know these are the free of cost for me, for example. But still, why should I consume my resources unnecessarily? If it is not required, you can terminate anytime. Let's say I'm opening a storage service. This is a storage service, right? This is storage service. And just watch me very carefully how much time I will take. This is very simple. That's why people are using cloud computing, right? Let's say I'm creating a one container or bucket. I'm creating a bucket in S3. You just need to write the name. Let's say my web server, oh, sorry, my website, sorry, website networking, and today date is, let's say, 28 Feb, right? Everything to be written in small letters because capital letters are not allowed while you give the bucket name. And the bucket name must be a globally unique in S3 because it is accessible over the internet, right? And here I want to enable it. Let's say I want to make my bucket public so that everyone can access the content from the internet, right? Let's say this is one. Here, done. And now let's say I'm just creating the bucket. The bucket is created. Yes, the bucket is created. What was the name of the bucket? This is the name of the bucket. My website, nwking28. And if you go inside the bucket, this is a storage area where you can store your data and you can upload some files, right? So how to upload some files? We have actually these files available. I basically downloaded some template files. Let's say I'm selecting everything and I'm just uh, drag and drop, simple drag and drop. I use the drag and drop option and you can upload all these files. You can simply see, you can upload all these files, right? All these files are being uploaded. How much time? Definitely nothing. It's almost done. You can close. So you can see these files. These are the files of the static website that you have uploaded, and we have an index.html file, right? You go to the properties here in the tab and go very last, and there is a one option called static website. So I'm just demonstrating, guys. I'm not teaching you. I'm just showing you what you can do here, right? So please, so that's why I'm a little fast here. And you can just go and add it. You can enable the website. You can simply write the name of the uh, file that you have index.html. And finally, you can save the changes. And guys, you can't believe the job is done. If you go back to the properties again, you can see this is your URL, right? This is the URL. And guys, I'm sharing this URL in your meeting chat. I'm sharing, I don't know, Miss, do you have access on this or not? So this is the URL I pasted in the meeting chat. And the same URL, if I open in my browser, you can see the website has been hosted. Oh my God. Okay. One more change is required. What you will do, you will go back to the objects. You will select your all object and you have to make these objects public. Right now, these are not public. That's why you are not able to see it, right? So here you will see this is access denied. But now, if you refresh it, your website page is done. Can you see? This is the website. You can access this website over the internet now. So I didn't configure any server. I didn't configure any Apache server. I don't know the Linux, the complex Linux commands, and and without any specific the compute resource, only in the storage you hosted the website, the static website. And this website can be, means if you have some kind of, let's say, dynamic website in which you have a lot of connectivity in backend, let's say application connectivity or database connectivity, definitely you can use other things as well. So how was it? Simple or difficult? Guys, was it simple or difficult?
Simple.
Simple. Now,
Simple.
one more thing. Let's say, can we use some very, let's say, you know language. These days, lot of AI tools are there. We have a generative AI tools like uh, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini. You can ask these tools to write a code for you in a specific language. Let's say you do not know about Python. Assume you have no idea about the Python, but you want to write a website. So you can provide your website content, right? And if you provide your website content correctly, so that tool will give you the entire code in Python or maybe in any other language. So providing information to such generative AI tools, we call it as a prompt engineering, right? The prompt engineering. So you should have a little idea about that, right? So if you are good in prompt engineering, your outcome will definitely 100% professional, right? Let me show you. For example, so this is done. How did you create the machine? How did you launch your the static website? The static website also is done, right? Similarly, you can also launch, let's say, this is my Lambda function, right? I have a Lambda function. You just understand. This is the Lambda function I have, right? The only thing is you should have a code, right? If you have a code, you can write your program. Let's say I'm showing you, I have a code. Let's say this is a Lambda function. I'm in Mumbai. I have a code. Let me show you the code. Simple, very simple. So I guarantee you, means if you start this course within a 3 months time, you can totally transform yourself. You can totally transform yourself, right? Okay. Let's say this is your code. This is the code. This is the code. I'm just copying it. Let's say this is the code. You are copying it. The code is done. Control C. And let's say I'm pasting the code here. Pasting the code. This is the code. So this code is written by, let's say, generative AI tools or LLM tools, right? So you can just write a good prompt and that tool will write a code for you. Even you have no idea about that language. That language can be in Java. You can write a program in uh, Python or in Node.js or .NET. It's up to you where you want to run. Just the Python is basically these days a favorite language, right? If you have a little idea about this is good, but if you do not have, in that case, you should have idea how to use actually tool to get the right program. So now, let's say I'm going back and this is my Lambda. I'm just, this time, I'm again launching a website. So the two way I've shown you means the first method, how to launch your web server through the machine that you have seen. Secondly, I have shown you how to launch your machine through the S3 using the storage that you have seen. Now, the third method I am showing you how to launch the same same web server, right, or website using the Lambda. Lambda also is a service. So you can just go. I'm in Mumbai. Let's say I'm creating a function. My function name is, let's say, NetKing website. Let's say this is a NetKing website. My code is in Python. Okay. And I'm coming back. This is a create default role. You can create a function. Simple, very function. Means you did provide the name of the function only, right? And you selected the language in which you will write your program. The only two things. And it is incredible fast, right? Close it. And here we have a code. You will write a code here. Let me show you. So these lines are not needed. You can remove this, and instead of this, you paste the code here. This is the code. I pasted the code which is written in Python to launch your website. Right. It is done. You can deploy the code. Secondly, you go and test the code. In this, I'm choosing, let's say, my event, new event. You're going to save this. Now, your code has been saved. Your code has been saved. You need to test it. How to test it? You simply click on the test button. If you click on the test button, you can see at bottom. So this has been tested, right? But you want to see over the internet. You want to access this web page over the browser. And for that, we need to have one API. You can duplicate it. You can duplicate it and choose API gateway. Simple, simple. I will tell you what is the API gateway, why to use it, and how to access what type of API gateway APIs are there, right? Let's say API. I'm writing my service name API, open API, API gateway, open API gateway. This is the third method I'm telling you, right? Create an API gateway. Let's say I'm choosing HTTP API. You simply click on build. Let's say this is a Netking API, right? This is a Netking API. In integration, I'm choosing Lambda, right? I need to. And in Lambda, I have a function, Netking website. You simply want to run, let's say get method. This is fine. Integration is my Netking website. See, and let's say the stage is new stage. This is fine. You can do it, and finally it is done. Great. This is extraordinary, right? I guarantee you, you can just deploy this. You can deploy this. This is how actually this will work. You have deployed. This will take little time for you people to understand, but as per my experience and knowledge, so you will be able to learn very fast, right? So definitely this is a new test. So this is the URL. Do you see this URL? So with the help of this URL, now you can open your website through the API. Let me just go back to, let's say this is my trigger. This is network website. This is a function. You can add trigger. Let's say I'm connecting my API with, let's say, Netking API. Which one is mine? I think this one is mine. I don't know which one is mine. Let me see. This is 0K. Yeah, this one I think. Right. This is mine. Stage is new and security is right now open. And you can just see. Simple. So if you click on this API gateway, you have this URL. Do you see this URL? If you click on this URL, see, oh my God, your website application has been launched. Can you see here? This is my web application. And you can't see, I didn't configure any server. I didn't configure any storage. And this website is running in a serverless environment. Can you believe this? So this is a serverless environment. You are not paying for any server. This is a free of cost totally, right? It depend on the size of the data. The size of the data is very small. And this is what AWS is providing. So this is the third way I have shown you how you can launch your website. Is it? So the first way was through the server, then through the second was through the storage, and third was through the Lambda function. So I have shown you three different methods. So similarly, we have the several method as well. Right. Now, let me show you. Let's say some people are saying, sir, we are interested in basically how can we create Windows server here. Can we create a Windows server as well in AWS? I'll say yes. Why not? You can do it. Right. You can just go to the EC2 here. So I terminated my all instances. Right. If you click on the instances are virtual machines, right? So we had 3 machines here. So all these 3 machines are terminated. Can you see? It means no machine is running. You have deleted all these machines permanently. And this information will remain here for couple of hours, and after 1 or 2 hours, automatically this information will be removed. So why AWS is showing after even deletion? It says that earlier this machine was working here, but now this machine is no more working because you have terminated it. That's why this information is available for next 1 or 2 hours. Let's say I'm just launching here one server. This time, let's say I'm launching my web, let's say my Windows server. And we have a Windows option here. Can you see here? This is my Windows option. Now, if you go a little down, we have the instance type. Let's say in this instance type, we have 2 virtual CPU and 1 GB RAM. Let's say in some use cases, the 2 virtual CPU and 1 GB RAM is not sufficient. And it is not sufficient for my Windows machine. Can I take another instance type or another configuration? Yeah, I can take. Let's say you go a little down and I have C5 family. We have a C5 family. I'm going to take, let's say, 2 virtual CPU and 4 GB RAM you can take, or you can take 4 virtual CPU and 8 GB RAM. Let's say I'm taking the 4 virtual CPU and 8 GB RAM. I think this is sufficient, right? And here I'm taking, let's say, here. Let's say I'm just going to create networking private key. Okay, networking private key. Remember, so this key is being used. If you have existing key, that's fine. If you want to create a new key, yes, definitely this also is fine. The same key can be used with multiple other servers as well. But if you need a separate key for separate machine, so by clicking create a new key pair, you can click on this and it will create a new key. Let's say I'm creating a new key for here. Let's say I'm writing 28 February 28 February Win server key. Let's say this is my key. It starts with the number, right? And PAM key I'm taking. Let's say I'm launching, means downloading in my download folder. Interesting. I'm taking the default network. Public IP address is enabled. And RDP also is enabled. RDP is a protocol to take the remote of the Windows machine. And go a little down. This is 30 GB. This machine will take 30 GB. You should not give more than 30 GB, right? Up to 30 GB, actually, the space is free in AWS. And now you can just click on launch instance, right? Launch instance. You can see here, view all instances. Your machine is done. Do you see? Your machine is done. And what instance type? In earlier machines, I was using T3.mic. This was the instance type. But for this machine, I'm using C5X large. And where it is running? It is running in AP South 1B. This is the availability zone, right? This is the one machine. It is running now. It is in state. So once this has been configured, now how I can take the remote of this machine? By clicking only the connect button, will you take the remote of the machine? You say no. You need a password for this, and you will extract the password using the private key. So what you will do? You select your machine first. You go to connect button, right? And if you go a little down, we have the RDP client, right? We have the RDP client. Can you see here? And you can download the remote desktop file here. But before getting the desktop file, you need a password, right? Do you see the password? You simply select on the get password. Upload your file. Upload the private key. This is the private key, 28 February Win server. This is the private key. You have uploaded the private key. And now you can decrypt the password. You will see the password has been created. This is the password of the machine. My God, no one can remember. At least human being cannot remember this password, right? You copy the password. This is very secure. And you can download the remote desktop file. You can download the remote desktop file. And once you download it, you click on the remote desktop file. You go and connect. You simply paste the password you copied from there, right? And just simply click on OK. And what did you see here? Oh my God, you took the remote of this machine. This is your Windows machine. Did you see this? Right. Wow. This is the machine. This is the machine you have. You successfully took the machine remote. So this is your Windows machine. Simple. What did you learn here? How to create a machine, how to take the remote of the machine. You can do anything. This is equally faster, right? You can do anything here. Yeah, you can do anything. So by the way, I'm not using this machine anyhow. So I'm just going back. This instance is using the instance type C5X large, right? So if you want to terminate the machine, you go back. Either you can stop the machine or you can terminate the machine. If you stop the machine, anytime you can restart the machine. Okay. But if you terminate the machine, means you are permanently deleting the machine, you cannot restart the machine again if you terminate the machine. But you can also stop the machine. The stop is required to stop the charges of the machine, right? This, let's say, charges are not. So what I'm doing, I'm terminating the machine. Okay. Let's say I'm giving a very little idea about AWS services, and these services are really important. Let's say here we have services. I will show you. I think you will remember it or not. Yes, here we have, right? So this information is very, very important. In this AWS, we have approximately 200 services. So I took very general purpose services you should know, right? For practical point of view, to get a job, if you want to get a job, these services are really important to learn first. Let's say right hand side, we have services. You see, right hand side, these are the services. These all are the services. And what are the purpose of the services? For example, If you want to create any server, if you want to create any virtual machine, my service name is EC2 Elastic Compute Cloud. If you want to create a container, we have a service called ECS and EKS. What type of container? Docker container I'm talking about, right? I'm talking about Docker container. Let's say you have a block storage. So EBS is basically the hard disk of your EC2 instance. You can manage the block storage. Then we have an object storage. I have shown you how to launch a website using the object storage, right? And this is S3. Then we have a NAS storage, network storage. And for that, we have a service called EFS and FSX. For networking, we have a service called VPC. One service is sufficient, right? So in this service, you will learn how to create network, how to connect multiple networks, right? How you can configure VPN, how you can configure firewalls. Everything you will learn here under the VPC. This is a very, very important service.
And guys, these all services is part of our course. If in case somebody is interested to join a full course after the webinar, so you can contact us. I already shared a number, a WhatsApp number. You can say hi and you can take all the details about this course. This course, like if in case I'll talk about AWS Solution Architect Associate, it's close to 35 to 40 hours. And on weekend, Saturday, Sunday, 11 a.m., the time which we started today. So any question, any details, if you want in further, you can WhatsApp us. We can help you with the admission process. As you all are beginner, some of the people are beginner. So if in case you show your student ID or something, you will get some additional benefit also. Okay. And notes and all everything you'll get it once we're done with the sessions, or like once you'll enroll for the course. Okay, Sanjay sir, now over to you. You'll continue.
Thank you, dear. So application firewall, because we have a various type of applications here. We means it is incredible. We have a third-party firewall you can apply. You can apply Fortinet, you can apply Palo Alto here. You can apply Cisco firewalls here. And you will think, sir, how we can apply Fortinet? Because it's a physical thing. No, it's not a physical thing, because in the Fortinet we have a means software, and that software image is available in the cloud. We can use the same image to configure the Fortinet. We can configure the Palo Alto. We can configure Cisco firewall, right? And how to introduce in your network. So this also is basically the important point. So we have a separate kind of firewall. WAF also is a firewall. We will learn about in our course. And then we have a protection against malware. Malware, we have a shield service. So there is one more service. I have given the idea of this service, which is a Lambda function, right? Lambda function is what? Lambda function runs your code in a serverless manner. And we have seen that. We have seen that few minutes back. Now, there is one service called Elastic Beanstalk. This also is an incredible service, right? Let's say you have a code, you have a program, and you want to launch your application with server, right? So means you want that the server must be installed, and on the top of that server, application must be deployed automatically. So what you will do, you will provide only application that you want to deploy, and you will apply that. You will deploy that application in Elastic Beanstalk, and you run the Elastic Beanstalk. When you execute the Elastic Beanstalk, automatically your machine has been deployed, your server has been deployed, and your application has been configured, and you can access that application over the internet effortlessly, right? Without any major efforts. So what AWS, what cloud computing is doing, cloud computing is basically easing your efforts. In less efforts, you can do more jobs. And some of these services are basically using AI and ML, means artificial intelligence and machine learning in backend. Most of your firewall services, Elastic Beanstalk, like kind of a service, let's say some kind of security services, These services are using artificial intelligence and machine learning, and you will learn all those things. Because when you go for any job, people will definitely these days ask you, do you have anything new as per the market in your hand? If you say yes, then only your resume is considered. If you do not have, the resume definitely is not considered. And please, guys, this is a very, very important time to transform yourself, right? And because for last 25 years, when I started my career, there was no Windows. I started with the DOS. And now these days I'm into cloud computing. I'm into artificial intelligence and machine learning. I'm into security. Can you see? So means the transformation is a continuous process. If the new comes basically, so you should learn it and definitely you will get a success. Now, the second is, let's say archiving the data. Let's say you want to archive your data. You want to store your data for a longer period of time. Let's say because in AWS, we do not have any tape drives. We do not have any, let's say the CD drive or DVD drive to store data for a longer duration. We have a separate service called Glacier. You will learn about the Glacier. We have a backup service like AWS backup. So it means in AWS backup, you can create a plan for your resources that you want to take backup, and immediately you can take a backup. In order to maintain the disaster recovery, in order to maintain the duplicate copy of your data, if your server has failed, so anytime you can restore your machine or restore your data effortlessly. So for that, we are using Route 53. Sorry, AWS backup. And what is the Route 53? Route 53 is a DNS service. Do you know what is a DNS? Domain name system. So here, we have not to configure any DNS server. AWS provides you Route 53. This is a DNS service. And this also is a serverless service. Means you have not to configure any server for the DNS. And then next is IAM. IAM stands for Identity and Access. Identity and Access Management means if you want to create users, groups, roles, permission, or you want to manage users, group, roles, permission. In that case, you will configure, you will configure? You will configure IAM, Identity and Management. And the one more thing is there. AWS, the companies are not using single account. Some companies are using multiple accounts of AWS in their working environment. Let's say there is a one company, big company, let's say Salt Lake, and they having the multiple departments in their company. For example, they have a finance department, they have IT department, dev department, R&D department, HR department, and for each and every department, they have, let's say, thousands of people, right? To manage all these people and their work in a single account, it's a basically complex thing. And for that, sometimes what happen, AWS, the companies are creating multiple accounts in AWS, and you can integrate those accounts. You can integrate their single sign-on, right? That you can do with the identity center, which is very similar to IAM. Now, we have one more technology called the cloud formation. Okay, guys, uh, do you know about Terraform? Terraform. You might have heard about the Terraform. So very similar to Terraform, there is a one service in AWS, cloud formation. Means using the cloud formation, you can design your infrastructure by code. And how to write a code? I will teach you how to write a code. It's not a big deal. It's so simple. If you give your precious time to me, I will easily teach you how you can write a code to design your infrastructure in AWS. And this is the most popular. Companies are asking the people can write code. to manage or create infrastructure in the cloud, either by using the CloudFormation, Terraform. Terraform is a third-party tool. CloudFormation is a tool of AWS, and many services are using CloudFormation. So you should have a little idea about the CloudFormation as well, right? And second, we have a load balancing. This is a very important concept because let's say you have multiple servers, right? You have multiple servers. These are identical servers, and these servers are running in various availability zones. So you create a load balancer, and people are accessing the load balancer from the internet. And load balancer distribute your traffic in multiple servers, right? Say this way. It means if you have a huge load, in your environment, using load balancer, you can achieve high availability and fault tolerance, and you can distribute your load between multiple servers, right? So this technology is being used by almost everywhere in the big environment, right? Everywhere is being used. We will learn about in detail. Because if you say the load balancer, there are multiple type of load balancer: application load balancer, network load balancer, gateway load balancer. So we will understand which load balancer we should use for a specific use case. Then we have a auto scaling. Auto scaling is what? Let's say you have a one server. Just assume you have one server and your traffic is increasing on this server. Traffic is increasing on this server.
बनाता और भेज देता ऐसे करते जा रहा था और
and what will happen? Automatically the few more machines will come automatically. The few more machines are coming and joining this auto scaling, and this load is being distributed to all these machines. So on the basis of requirement, the machines are scale up or scale down, right? The machines are scale up or scale down automatically. This concept also is incredible. Then we have a database service. Database service is basically SQL and DynamoDB, right? So SQL service is a RDS and NoSQL service is a DynamoDB. So we will learn where to use SQL and where to use NoSQL. And in order to use SQL, how to launch servers in the RDS, and in order to use NoSQL, because NoSQL is again serverless service, how you can launch your tables and manage tables in the DynamoDB, right? So this will be a new thing for you because generally we are not using NoSQL database in our on-prem. But these days, as the days are passing, you have a different type of a data. Let's say you have images, you have emails, you have messages. So these messages, emails, worksheets, documents, you cannot store in your traditional database. And for that, you need a NoSQL database. So we have a separate database type, which is known as a DynamoDB. The second is port traffic filtration. So what port to be opened to access your application or server? You want to open a port number 22. Just I have shown actually in my demonstration, I opened ICMP port. So if the ICMP port was open, you were able to ping that machine effortlessly. Yes or no? So you will learn which port to be opened and why you are opening it. And the second is the filtering and subnetting, which is a NACL. NACL also is a kind of a firewall, which is known as a network access control list. Now, there is a monitoring service as well, right? There is a monitoring service. Let's say we have monitoring service. We have a monitoring service. And you can see here, a monitoring service is, let's say, CloudWatch. We have a CloudWatch service, right? Do you see? If you want to monitor, we have a CloudWatch. We have a compliance services as well. Let's say for monitoring, we have Cloud Trail, right? We have a config, we have config, we have trusted advisor, right? Trusted advisor. This way, these are the few services you should learn. So that's why I just uh, shared the very basic things you should know, right? And once you have, and you see what we are just going to teach here, I think almost everything is done. So means you will learn how we can manage AMIs. AMIs are what? AMIs are the machine image. We will learn AMIs. We learn the type of instance type. Means we have a various instance type. How we can configure and how we can purchase those instances, and which option is best for you. Because when you are in a production, your company will say we have the requirement, right? And to see the requirement, which purchase option is best, because AWS is providing the different plans to purchase your machines. They are providing, let's say, on demand, reserved instances, spot instances, dedicated host. So we will learn all these things. And you can also access actually AWS data center to place your servers, right? We have a different strategies that you can use. For example, cluster, partition, spread. We will see how you can launch machines in the data center. And this is the EIP. We have the storages. We have a various type of storages. I will explain you each and every separate type and use case. Not only the use case. This practical is 100% lab oriented. Just understand. And lot of efforts are required from your side as well. So I will be teaching definitely everything practically. Okay. But in order to become a professional, you should have a practical knowledge hands-on, right? So, so this is way means how you can add your volume to the machine and how you can extend the volume while it is connected. Your machine is running. You have not to stop the machine, right? So this is great. And all these things you will see one by one. And multi-attached volumes. So I think you see there is no point if I'm just showing you all the details, but you see all these are the practical labs. These are the practical labs like the scaling. We have various type of scalings. Now you can see the storages. I've shown you a few examples. Replication from the disaster recovery point of view, this is very, very important to replicate your data from one region to another region. To keep the duplicate copy, right? Updated copy. Then we have a transfer acceleration. Have you heard about the network attached storage? Have you heard about the network attached storage in your private data center? It means the one storage is connected with the multiple server to store your data centrally. So we have a one service called EFS and FSX. So we will also learn how to configure the EFS and access. And then is a networking. This is a TCP. I think you all are aware of what is the IP addresses, private IP addresses, subnets, right? And how we can calculate the slash notation and the list of IP addresses. So this knowledge is already you must have. If you do not have, and if you ask me to explain, I will explain, right? Then we'll talk about VPC. VPC is what? Virtual private cloud. If you want to create a cloud, right? In the cloud, you will see all the components. My God, can you see? This is a long list of components like internet gateway, routing table, root table, subnets, a network gateway, which is known as a network address translation. You will learn here. NACL, network access control list, peering connection, transit gateways, private link, VPC flow. Means this is incredible, right? This is very long, and you can see all these architecture. You will understand this architecture. This kind of architecture you should create your own. You will learn how to create architecture and how to create and implement in real time. Practically, you will learn, right? This is a kind of a architecture. This is a really very complex architecture people are asking in basically industry. Can you configure transit gateway for us? Yes, we can configure transit gateway. So you should understand. You will understand means what is a transit gateway and in which use cases we can use this transit gate. Right, guys. This way, I have a very long list like DNS service. So all these things I will clear step by step. Right. And by the way, we have a 10 minutes time. If you have any question, you please ask me. I'm ready to give the answer. I will definitely have to give the answer of your questions.
Hello, sir. Myself
Hmm.
Archana Gra. I'm at present pursuing means my post graduation. I'm most MTech completed in electronics and communication, and I'm
Very nice.
working as a professor in electronics and communication at an engineering college. So, can I
Okay.
switch my career to corporate?
I think you should search because right now you are in a teaching field.
Yes.
Right.
That is
So
not
and you
yes,
can better understand in
yes,
teaching in the college is a basically having a very limited scope. Yes or
right,
no?
sir. Yes. Therefore, I am asking you to can I
Yeah.
switch my career to corporate to IT if I
Uh,
do this AWS course?
So
And
you
my age
can
is 38.
no
Age
the
is 30.
age is not a big basically thing. Even I'm also is a 56, right? And
Okay.
today I have learned means AI ML because you know that AI ML was a new field. In my time, there was no AI and ML, right? Even operating system was not there. So I'm
Right, sir. Right.
upgrading day by day. So this is a good thing if you are trying to upgrade yourself. So I think you should start the first of all, what is the cloud computing? And
Mm-hmm.
this master course in this master course that's why we have designed this master course only for the people who want to switch actually their career into the cloud computing because we will start from the foundation level, then associate level, and then the specialty level. So means if you do this, so it means the step by step definitely you will take little time, maybe 4 months or maybe 3 months or 4 to 5 months, I think, as far as
Okay.
my knowledge is
Yes,
concerned.
right,
Right.
guys. This is initially we are going to cover this AWS Solution Architect Associate. That's
Right.
close to 2 months or 2.5 months. Then again, the security specialist. So still if you're a beginner, you can start from AWS Solution Associate first, and later on you can plan for security also because security is very, very important because whatever
Got it.
services we're deploying on the cloud, we need to secure. Okay. So in the same way, when I'm talking about on-prem means on the server, on my office, if in case I have my database, I have a server, so I need to secure, I need to put the firewalls. In the same way on the cloud also, there are some certain services which we need to implement to secure the services, to secure whatever we deployed on the cloud. So all together is part of that. And AWS Solution Architect Associate plus Security Specialist for everyone who want to jump into cloud. And in the cloud,
Uh,
AWS have a very
yes,
good, it's a number one platform globally.
right. Archana, I would like to say, can you invest your little time, let's say 4 to 5 months?
Sir, for how many means daily? How much time will be needed?
This is
It
going to be on
depends.
weekend only, 11 to 1 every Saturday, Sunday.
Every Saturday, Sunday, I think the 2 days. See, you have to take
Uh-huh.
classes only 2 days, and rest
Okay.
2 3 days you can do means spare some time to do some labs and practicals. And for that, we will provide you a lot of material, lot of handwritten material. Handwritten means we have customized it. Actually, we have our
Yes.
own material because you know that cloud computing is a very dynamic field,
Right,
and
sir.
we cannot use any means book here. So because
Mm-hmm.
books are not successful, I tell you very straight away. Either you have
Right.
to use the documentation or
Mm-hmm.
you have to choose our own recommended documentation. So we are providing the documentation for lab. We are providing
Mm-hmm.
the documentation for let's say theory part, and we are
Mm-hmm.
providing also some projects so that if you are doing step by step, If you're following us step by step, you can complete your journey very comfortably. The only thing, so we need a dedication from your side.
Yes, yes, right, right. That will be the must thing, actually. Okay.
And
Okay,
for
thank you.
that, I already shared a number in the chat. Like you can simply say hi, and they'll give you all the details about the course and all.
Sure, sir. Sure. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Anybody else? Anybody else, guys?
Yes, Sanjay ji. This is Paparokanda. I have a small
Yeah,
doubt. Yeah,
please.
basically, I have 5 years plus experience in non-technical domain like AO. Presently, I'm working with a AO position. Okay, but now I'm now I'm switching to looking for switching to IT AWS security side. And may I know
What is
the
the
process? If
qualification?
any
Sorry.
chance to sorry.
What's your background?
Yeah, actually, I have
Your
completed
education
in
background.
BSc Chemistry 2019 pass out.
Oh, so then the fine. This fine. That's great. You already means the technical person. So, so I think you want to switch your career also, right?
Yes, correct. He's planning to switch.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
You are planning to switch. So I think this is the right way. That's why I was just telling to Archana the same thing is. So we need a little time from you people and just live on us, right? So we are very dedicated professional people. We have almost 25 plus experience, industry experience, and we know that how actually we can make people professional. This is our quality, right? This is our quality. We know that how we can make people professional because because uh, because see, if you compare with the other platforms available, the teaching platforms, so we never encourage people to go for any kind of the video courses or any kind of let's say YouTube courses. Please don't try even that, because if someone teaches you as a teacher in front of you on a daily basis, on a weekly weekend basis, it means you are getting the guide step by step, and you can discuss your personal things with the teacher or with us also, so that we will definitely have some solution for you people, right? So if you have any challenges, we have a solution for that. Is it clear? Yes, Arun.
Hi, Sanjay sir. So my question is, if somebody who is working as a data analyst with the basic skills in SQL or Excel or Power BI, W, and other stuffs, what should be the learning path to pursue career as a AWS data engineer?
Very nice. So the same thing I was just trying to tell you. See, it means you are new for AWS, correct?
Yes, yes, correct.
Yes. The very first thing is AWS solution architect. The very first thing means you should know about the services, you should know about the architecture, you should know about how to use those services, and you should know about AWS, the first of all. This is a very basic thing. Then you can go for the specialization. As you say, sir, I'm in data analytics. Even in today's webinar, I was telling you the data analytics is a very important and upcoming field, right? And day by day, it is gaining. The only thing is you should have some background in the data analytics. If you are totally new, then it can make a problem. But because if you already have a data analytics in backend, it means you go fast and first of all understand what is the AWS solution architect associate level. Because when you study, so from foundation to basically everything till at this level, you will learn. You will learn from zero to Z, means A to Z. Everything you will learn. And then later on, you can start your specialized journey in data analytics. And that won't take much time, hardly 1 month after completing this AWS solution architect. You can totally transform yourself in a 2-3 months.
So, is getting certified as a solution architect that is mandatory, or let's say
See. So the question you are asking, the certification is mandatory or not? It depends on the job profile in the company. Sometimes the companies are asking certification is mandatory, but before certification, I think the most important thing is knowledge is necessary, right? What is the thing? Knowledge. If you are knowledgeable, if your means the concepts are clear, you can do certification anytime. That's a matter of only 1 week or 2 weeks. You can do anytime.
90% guys, 90% cases, certifications not required.
Not required. Yeah, knowledge is the must. Knowledge is the must. The people ask about knowledge, right? Let's say you are talking about the data analytics, so you should have very good knowledge about the data analytics. But how to implement that data analytics in AWS? It means you should have a very good idea about the data pipeline. You should have an idea about ETL services. You should have an idea about data lakes, right? Or data warehousing services. So those things definitely we cover in our advanced level.
All right.
Guys, any other questions? We have another 5 minutes to discuss.
So, do you also have courses in, in the program for specialty like networking specialty or the cloud security?
Yes,
Yeah,
we
This program.
we have all the even we have our courses from beginner level like a CCNA, CCNP also. We have firewall courses also. We have cloud AWS, Azure, GCP all together, all three available. In cyber security, we have CH, CompTIA, OCP. Everything is available. Like it's not about only we again. Our intent is not to give you a certification knowledge. Our intent is to give you a hands-on experience which gonna help you in the job.
Okay, where can I find the details of
Yeah, I said this is the reason I sent a one WhatsApp message. You can just say hi in the chat box. There is a link. You can say hi. They'll give you all the details about networkings also, and what I can say about the courses also. Even simply like I already shown you few things. One, let me show you. You can see my screen, right?
Yes.
So if in case so you'll go on YouTube. Just example, okay. This is our official YouTube channel. Type networkings. We have 3,70,000 subscribers. And how old we are? We are almost just recently we completed 12 years in this industry. Okay, millions of views we have on networking, cloud, cyber security, and even guys, the plus point is Sanjay sir have more than 25-year experience. Like I can tell you, we can teach you. He's taking at trainings for very, very big companies. The production-based companies basically. Okay, so this is how you can do it. You can go ahead. You can see our channel also on YouTube. You'll get a lot of guidance. This is the last video what we have. It's for cyber security, red team and blue team. In the same way, we have AWS. We have this Red Hat OpenShift, Red Hat Linux, Ansible, DevOps. All together is here. And these all are purely technical sessions. Okay, so thank you so much, Sanjay sir, and thank you everyone for joining today's sessions, and we'll see you from
Hello.
next weekend.
Yeah. Vinay. Just yeah, Vinay, tell me.
Hey, hi, sir. Good afternoon. I'm so sorry. I just wanted to ask, I am more interested into the AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner certification. So, would I be getting the certificate, like not the certificates, but the
Cloud
content?
practitioner is cloud practitioner is basically the foundation level of certification.
Okay.
So maybe you want to just gain the knowledge of practitioner level. So we'll do one thing. If you join
We
AWS
have
Solution
already
Architect,
sessions for practitioner, but again, Binay, I'll not suggest you to go because that's a theory course.
right. So I think you should join AWS Solution Architect, where you will get
Solution architect
some.
associate is the first entry point to do with the any of the domain. Either you're in data science or either you want to go in DevOps. So this is the entry point from where we are starting.
Okay,
Yes.
sounds fine.
And
So
you
that the
once you're
Vinay,
completing
that
a trainings with us, you are getting a training completion certificate from us also that you completed a training on AWS Solution Architect Associate with the networkings.
Sounds fine. Sounds fine. Done.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
thank you guys.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Again, you
Thank you,
can
sir.
the last you can if in case you have any query, any questions, you can ask my team. They can help you with the admission process or full details of course content and all. You can say simply hi on WhatsApp. Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, guys. Thank you, guys. Okay. Thank you, sir.